Hello and welcome to this new video. In this video, we will be looking at the min preposition and how the rules of grammar apply to the min preposition. Alright, the preposition min before nouns with definite article, in a majority of the cases, the preposition min will appear in its full form and is usually joined by a marking. Alright, what does that mean? I have a word like ha. Haaretz is the word. Now, if I want to, haaretz means this is a definite article, and this is the noun. This is the earth. If I want to say from the earth, and remember what is the basic meaning of min? It is from. If I want to say from the earth, then how do I put it? Now, if it is a noun, this rule is 6.5. The rule 6.5 says, if a noun with a noun with a definite article, if it is a noun with a definite article and you have to apply the min, you have to put min before this, before a noun with a definite article, then a majority of the cases it will appear in its full form. So you should see it as a min, but it will be joined by a markif. That's the simple rule. Not at all a challenge for you in translation. You'll recognize min from. This will be translated as the land. From the land. Not a challenge at all. Here's the one. Next one. Habbayit. Habbayit is, now this is the definite article. You can see the patak under the hay and the dagesh forte in the bet. This is a definite article. And you have the noun bait. Bait is house. I want to say from the house. So I want to add the min preposition. So if this rule in 6.5 in page Kelly says, if you have a noun, this is the noun, which has a definite article, then the min will appear in its full form like a min, but it will be attached with a markif. Not a challenge in translation. Min is from. This is ha is the. Bait house is. Bait is house. Okay, straightforward translation. No challenges for you. Let's look at the next rule. But before I look at the next rule, I need to teach you a very important rule called the assimilation of the noon. The assimilation of the noon. Now, assimilation of a noon is, there are times where the noon, for example, in this case, it's a min. Now, often min can exist separately and also attached to, the preposition min can also be attached to the word, to the noun in itself. Alright. Now, when it is attached to the noun, there is one phenomenon called the assimilation of the noun. The moment it tries to attach itself to a word, there is a tendency of this min to become a dagesh forte. It assimilates to become a dagesh forte in the first consonant of the noun. So finally the form will be written as okay. So this will be the form. Now in the end you'll wonder, okay, it's just a me. Where's the noon gone? The noon has assimilated to become a dagesh forte in the first letter of the word of the noun. That's called the assimilation of the noun. When seen in min and a lot of other words, sometimes we'll see we'll see an assimilation of noun elsewhere also, but we'll deal with that later. But especially when you are dealing with the preposition min and you have to attach it to a noun, then we see the assimilation of the noun. You will find the min attached to the word, but where is the noon gone? It is gone. It is attached to the first consonant. It has become a dagesh forte in the first consonant, which also means all depends. The rules can change depending on what the first letter of the consonant is. Okay, if it is a guttural, then of course you know the rules of guttural, that will apply. Let me show you some example. Let me go to the next rule and you will get a better understanding of how this works. So I have the min preposition here and you have the word melek, which means king. So this is a king is a literal translation, and this is from. Now I need to attach them together. So very often, you will see that before indefinite nouns. Now this is a noun that is indefinite because it does not have a definite article. It's an indefinite noun. Very often when you have indefinite nouns that have a non-guttural as the initial consonant. This is a non-guttural. Mem is not a guttural, so it's a non-guttural. When you have a non-guttural in the initial consonant, the min is written differently. Now let me show you how it's written. It is written as Mimmelek. Mimmelek. Now, again, this is the min. This is the mem of the min. Alright. Now you'll ask, where is the noon gone? The noon has assimilated and become a Dagesh forte in the non-guttural non-guttural consonant of the word melek. All right. So this literally will be it's a combined word now. So all right. Let me give you the word melek. And I want to add the word min to it. Min to it. Okay, melek, and I want to add min to it. So this rule, which is in 6.6, states that if you have an indefinite noun, this is a noun and that is indefinite. If it is an indefinite noun, indefinite. If it's an indefinite noun, that's a noun with an article, without an article, that has a non-guttural as an initial consonant. This is a non-guttural as an initial consonant. This consonant is a mem. It is a non-guttural. If that's the case, then what we see is that when you attach them together, this noon will assimilate and become a Dagesh forte in this mem. Alright? The assimilation of the noun is taking place. Let me show you the final form so that you can get a better understanding of that, and I will explain it to you there. The final form will be a me mimmelek. Okay. Now what is this me? Part of the preposition min. Okay, this part of it. Now where is the noon gone? The noon has assimilated and become a Dagesh forte. Now in this case, this can perfectly, mem is a non-guttural and therefore it can perfectly accept a Dagesh forte. But what if it was a guttural? Then there is a different rule. So now you can easily translate, this is from, and melek is indefinite, so it is from a king. Let us look at the next rule, where you have the first initial consonant, the initial consonant being a guttural. Remember the laws of guttural and you will just do fine. So you have a word like ish. Ish. And this is a man, this is a noun, it is indefinite, but it has an aleph as a initial consonant. That is it's a guttural. Now, what happens is, if I want to attach min to it, the nun will not assimilate into the aleph, alright, as a Dagesh forte, because the aleph being a guttural will not take the Dagesh forte. So what happens in that case? In that case, what happens? There's going to be a rejection of the Dagesh forte and a lengthening from, you see, this is originally a kirek, right? Because the min word has a kirek under it, this one. So from this one, this will lengthen to a sere. And what you see in that case is meish. Meish. So this is the translation from and a man. If you're wondering why you have a sere, it is because the assimilated nun got rejected by the aleph, and therefore it caused a lengthening of the short vowel kirek to a long sere. That is what has happened in this case. Let me give you another example. Another example is the word har. 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 Har is mountain. Alright, I want to say from the mountain. So, the assimilated, you have the min here. What happens again in this case is, this word begins with, this is an indefinite noun. And in case of indefinite noun that has a guttural as its initial consonant, what happens is the nun is not able to assimilate as a dagesh forte. So there is a lengthening of the preceding vowel out here. So what does the final form be? I will just explain that to you. It will be mehar. Now, how did I get this? Remember, it was a min, right? So, min was refusing to get into this hay. So, it caused a the hay rejected the dagesh forte, and it caused the lengthening of the kirek to a sere. That's what has happened here. That's pretty much the rule. I also want to, there's an exception in 6.6 which you have to keep a note of, and that comes with the word Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim. And when you add the word, when you add the min to it, what happens in this case is the min, the nun, now this is an initial vowel which is not a non-guttural, so it can take a dagesh forte. So I will just expand this section. So this becomes a mi and a yod with a vocal sheva. Alright? With the ru shalaim. Okay. Now, very often it becomes, now this is, what is this dagesh forte? The assimilated nun. Okay, this is the assimilated nun. Now, very often you will see the Skinem Levy rule, assimilated nun. The Skinem Levy rules, I will write it here, Skinem. Now, this is not the actual spelling. Okay, the Skinem Levy, it's pronounced like a Skinem Levy. The Skinem Levy rule says that very often when you have yod with a vocal sheva, with a vocal sheva, the dagesh forte drops out. The dagesh forte drops out. So very often you will notice that this dagesh forte, the assimilated nun dagesh forte drops out. When it drops out, what happens is this becomes a unit, and it becomes, this yod starts functioning as a vowel with the kirek. So it becomes a kirek yod, and this drops out. Okay, so the Skinem Levy rule causes that to happen, and this is pretty much how you get to the final form. It's Mirushalayim, Mirushalayim, Mirushalayim. Okay, all right, and the final one is pretty much straightforward. It is 6.8. 6.8 in page Kelly. Please read it, where it is so much of that a min can act as a comparative. It compares things. Okay, it compares things. So when you're using it as a comparative, you're not translating min as from. Well, you could in some cases, but it is translated as the two examples which is given, tov haor min hakoshev. So it is like better is the light than. Okay, so min is almost like comparing than the darkness. Okay, or literally it is better is the light from the darkness, because the min means from. But I'm reading again from page Kelly, the first example, tov haor min hakoshek. So tov is good, Good, literally, it means good, the light from the darkness. But there the min is functioning as a comparative, comparing the light and the darkness. So you will say better is the light from the darkness. Or in the second example, it is Tov haboker min ha erev. Tov haboker min ha erev. So in this case, Tov is good, haboker is the morning, good the morning, min from, erev is from the evening. Now literally the min should not be translated there as from, it's functioning as comparative, so it is Tov haboker, so that is better is the morning, min ha erev, than the evening. So it's functioning as than. So please refer to 6.8 in the page, Kelly, where I've just read out those two. And that ends the section on min preposition. The most important phenomenon you have to remember in the min preposition is the assimilation of the noun. What happens in the assimilation of the noun? It will become a dagesh forte in the first letter of the indefinite noun, okay, if it is a non-guttural. If it is a guttural, there's a rejection, and you can see the lengthening to a sere in the preceding vowel. Alright, please bear this in mind, and all the best.